What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new episode. I'm gonna say another. This is a new one. It's been a while since we got together. Oh man, we're talking about Blood of Zeus. We're gonna get straight into it on this episode of Mari. Blood of Zeus. It was on Netflix. Ray, show of hands, how many years we've been saying Netflix should do something with Greek mythology. We've been saying it for years, and they finally did it. Now, it wasn't live action like we were all hoping it would be, but the majority of us watch cartoons around here. So, anyways, this thing that they have presented us with is epic. Like it started off with To the Races, and it didn't stop until the last episode of the season finale. You can't even say it stopped then because it just opened up the door for whatever they're about to do in season 2. Netflix has been put out some great original animated series made by Netflix. It's one of my favorite. I don't know if y'all have got a chance to watch. It's called Troll Hunters, made by Guillermo del Toro. So y'all check that out when y'all get a chance. But Blood of Zeus, it was what I thought it was going to be from the trailer. When the trailer dropped, we were like, Greek mythology. Okay, anime. Okay, I want to see this. And watching it from beginning to end, it kept you in tune. You learn a little bit more about Greek mythology than you might not have known when you first started watching it. And it just blew me away. I'm gonna start with Wyatt. Wyatt, what were your thoughts on, before we get deep into do a deep dive, what were your thoughts on Blood of Zeus?
I thought it was good. Like, I thought it was I used to watch a whole lot of like the Hercules, the Legendary Adventures, and then Xena Warrior Princess. So I really liked it a whole lot. I really thought that it was cool. You got to see how petty Hera was, but then also you got to understand why she was like that though too. So I laughed at a couple of parts just because it was just funny about, the dynamics between the gods and everything like that. Like when I forget his name, and she's like, and Hera comes up to him and is just like, "Oh, another one of your bastards." And then you'd be like, "Nigga, you just gonna tell me like that?" and you gotta understand. Like, I see Hera's point to a certain extent, but then after that, I feel like she definitely went overboard. So it was funny at that point.
Definitely. Jeremy, what about you, man?
Man, I enjoyed it. Like you guys have said, I watched a whole lot of Kevin Sorbo as Hercules.
Absolutely. They did that crossover. We about blew our mind.
Oh yeah, when him and Xena came together.
Xena and Hercules gonna be on TV together, and they come on after SmackDown.
Or what? Like, yeah, I totally enjoyed it. There were a few things I'll nitpick about here and there, but we'll get to that later. Mm-hmm. But in terms of overall, it was a dope little anime. And the thing I like about it, it didn't drag on too long.
It did not.
And that's a problem that a lot of shows on Netflix have. They'll have like a contract with like 12 or 13 episodes when the story could be told in like 10. But nah, they got in and got out, and so that's why I really enjoyed this. It was short, quick, to the point.
They did. They got in and got out. And Wyatt, you opened up the floodgates. Why do you think Hera acted like she acted? Because I think that's one of your favorite characters out of this whole thing. Because
she was queen of petty. She was queen of the heavens, but she was queen petty. I think she just got tired of being taken advantage of, bro. Like, we didn't even talk about like Zeus's like his most famous, bastard, like Hercules. We didn't even talk about him yet.
Right. So could he be coming later? That's one of the main things I was thinking is, we going to see Hercules? But go ahead.
Yeah. So I think she just got tired of it, like. And you know what I mean? Like he having sex with a lot of different things, because it's not all women that like so that's the one thing, because like Greek mythology, Zeus is a man whore. So you know what I mean? And you got to think about being married to a man whore, and then like having your kids know that daddy's sleeping around and all the rest of it. So it's it's tough, you know what I mean? But like I like how it was just the big part that I liked about it was how it was chess matches. Like everybody was supposed to be like, let fates decide what's supposed to happen.
Right.
But you know, Zeus is doing this, Hera's doing that. So then after that, it comes to a point of like what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? So,
but for me, I guess I didn't. What threw me off was, out of all these kids he didn't have with these different women and whatever else he didn't had it with, do y'all think she was more upset because it was a mortal? Because wouldn't you get mad at the second, third, or fourth child? Because there's always so many of them.
I think it had to do with a little bit deeper than that. I don't think it was the mortal. I think it's the fact that, I used to run shit. I'm your wife. I've been to war with you.
Right.
I've fought with you alongside you. And not to mention, they don't talk about this. Not only that, they're brother and sister. Let's not forget that. So we grew up together.
Right.
We fought our parents and killed our parents. But then we fought the giants. We lost guys and stuff there. And then at the end of the day, when it's just me and you, you know what I'm saying, and I've been to war with you, you go and go sleep with another chick several times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I know Hera was petty, but I'm going to be 100 with her. I felt why.
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I totally understand why.
I think it had to do with the fact that he loved her.
I was just about to say that.
So like it was different. Like it's different if you got somebody you just smashing on the side and that's all they are. But like this dude, he stayed and raised a kid. Like it was different with everybody else. He was just like, oh, let me come check in on him. But like he was like, oh, like not only am I gonna sit here and raise a kid with you, I'm gonna go also make sure that my wife doesn't know where you guys are, because I know for sure as soon as she finds you, she gonna kill everybody.
Right.
So that's where, because like, and that's the part, like I get where Hera comes from, but in the same instance, like the fact that Hera did so many effed up things where she like gave the king the dream, so then after that she could kill the baby and all the rest of it, and then after that Zeus had to step in and intervene. Like it's crazy that they had to do all that.
Yeah, it was almost like, like you said, I don't watch you have all these babies by all these other folks, but I'm looking down from the heavens. I see how you looking at her eyes. I see how you smelling up behind her. You know what I'm saying? I see that. I don't like it. Yeah, you might have got your rocks off with all these others. We got all these other godly churn, speed and flying and doing all this other stuff around here. Got our own team, incredible. But you like her. You like her. She ain't just no smash and go. Jerry, what you think?
I agree wholeheartedly. And it's funny to me that Zeus's sons covered up for him so much.
Bro.
Helios is like, oh nigga, you tripping. Zeus, bruh, she see you.
Dad,
like, bruh.
Let me run down that for you real quick, Dad.
Daddy, don't go back there. She know where you going.
Let me go. Let me trade places with you and go down in the room and give the glow.
Bruh, right, man. He pulled up off the chariot, bruh. Like he got out the whip and darted over there, and I'm like, you trying to be a good son.
And then here was like, oh, that's not you down there? He's like, no, baby, I was smiting somebody over. I was smiting somebody over in Greece. You know what I'm saying? And you know how the traffic be. They don't really got roads like that, so it took me a little bit while to get back.
We was cutting kelp with Poseidon, bro. You know how that nigga be. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see the glow on me, baby. I'm right here. I don't know what glow that is down there, but my glow here, which in your face.
Right.
But it just, and then we got to look at how, like you said earlier, Jeremy, the chess pieces, how everybody was playing their position on Mount Olympus. It was like you said, let the fates handle it. I'm over here with Zeus. I'm over here with Hera. And literally everybody started turning on each other. You didn't know who was with who. You didn't know who wanted what. It just became real convoluted until the shit really hit the fan. Go ahead, Watt.
Yeah, bro, that was my favorite part. Was the fact when Poseidon came back to Zeus, as he was like, "Yeah, bro, I'm on your side now." He's like, "Oh,
she doing too much now.
The giants. She gave the giants a C, huh?" He was like, "Man, f you. You gonna take my help or not?" You'd be like, "Bro, bro, don't get mad now." But like, I think it was funny because Poseidon was just like, "Bro, you are messing up." Like he was being real. Yeah. And then after that, as soon as Hera started giving away his shit, he was like, "Nah,
bro. I can't go for that."
Nah, she want to give my land away? Really?
My war. All this my war.
And like, I want to touch on this as well. Like, all my life, I always felt like Poseidon was like downplayed, except in this anime.
Right.
They really made it a point to show that Poseidon is with the shit and ain't scared of Zeus.
At
like
all.
when they were having the conversation about fate and all the gods pulled up on Zeus.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, so y'all gonna do what?" And Poseidon was like, "Nah, bro, you made the rules. What's up?"
Yeah.
And Zeus got quiet. And then when Zeus snapped and destroyed all those ships, all Poseidon did was just give that nigga the side eye. And Zeus chilled out. I'm like, bruh, Poseidon that nigga, dog. I'm sorry, bruh.
So we cannot overlook the fact that Ares looked just like John Bernthal. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
There's no other way.
I was like, they got the punishment.
Y'all did that
shit.
on purpose. Y'all did that on purpose.
Yep,
like you
alone.
need somebody to emulate war. And
I was waiting for him to be like,
but it's. I wasn't expecting it to go the way that the route that it went. You know, getting to the main plot of Heron and then his brother, and he gets thrown. Like, bro, they really threw that baby off that. They threw that baby, bro. Like, I was just sitting there like, bro, they just really threw this baby out there in the water like some for color girls shit. Like, this baby down there and hit some rocks and float down in the water, and then the lady had to go get the baby. I'm like, no, like, you don't throw no baby off no cliff. Jeremy, how were you feeling when that popped up? Were you expecting that? Were you expecting like something to swoop in and get the baby from the?
Not at all. Not one bit, bro. I knew when it was flashing his cape, I was like, "Oh, he finna drop that motherfucking baby." When I saw that angle, I was like, "That's a baby dropping angle if I ever seen one, bro." But
why? What's your take on that, man?
I needed so I liked it because of the fact that, not that I like dropping babies. Let me clear that up real quick.
Right.
But
I like dropping babies around here.
Not dropping babies. Not dropping babies. So I thought it needed that like extra nobody's safe kind of feel to it, so that like everybody could know anybody could get it at any time, baby or not, because the king was just getting ready to kill babies already. So I was like, if one baby ain't going, I honestly thought that was going to be the end of it, and then that's how he was going to get the powers and everything like that, like him floating and then sucking on a giant titty or something like that. I don't know. But it was one of those things where I was just like, well, like if he had to go, he had to go. But then it was just crazy how more messed up his life was after that point.
Way more. So when we're looking at the paradigm shift of the two brothers, and after a while I was like, man, that's that Bud brother, bro. I don't trying to hide it no more. Jeremy, how did you feel about how that came out and matriculated itself through the rest of the story?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't expect Hera just to tell him everything up front. That's what threw me off. When Hera found him in the cave, I was like, oh, she just about to tell him some bullshit. And she was like, oh no, that lady you killed was your mama, my nigga.
That's your mama, dog.
Like, on God. And she told him everything. And I was like, I expected Hera to be a little bit more deceitful, but in the end, Hera wasn't a deceitful person. She was very direct. Yeah, she was very direct and methodical, and that played in everything, and it played in her. I can't say her downfall because she didn't fall, but when shit hit the fan, she wasn't as bad as she thought she was. You know what I'm saying? So she was powerful, and you got a glimpse of that dynamic when her and Zeus were talking, when they were fighting. And she was like, I used to be God over these heavens. And he was like, used to. And I was like, that's going to come back.
It reminded me of like an old couple, you know what I mean? That they got into an argument, like, oh, I used to do this. Everybody used to do something, but like, you know, like you're not gonna talk to me like I'm stupid, like I wasn't nobody. Yeah. So like it reminded me of an old couple that got into it, and they were talking about, well, who was the baddest, and I ain't gonna take this too much from you.
Yeah.
So
let's not gloss over the fact that she had somebody come and prison shank Zeus. Like, real talk. Prison shank that man in that man's neck, and I'm like, this man about to die. And the whole time I'm watching it, what the show did so well was build up the suspense that Zeus might be getting ready to die, and then it's just like, I'm like, bro, this man is a god. Why is he bleeding out? He ain't got no, in my mind, bro, I was really watching like, he ain't got nobody he can call on or something in the heavens or something. He ain't got no blood donor, this shit just finally clicked. Boom. That nigga healed his own neck, and I'm like, whew. Like they really did, and the whole series did well of building up suspense in certain moments, like the scene where he killed his mama. You know, it built up that, it drew it out. Even the chase scene where the Amazonian woman was running from the zombies or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They built suspense throughout the whole series. What are y'all thoughts on the suspense building through the whole series?
I think it was paced really well. It wasn't just Heron fighting every 6 seconds, because there were actual stakes. Right. You had the Amazonian, who we knew there was a little bit more there than they let on. Right. You know, the siege of the city. I even felt for the group of people with the noble that was coming for Heron, like every time he met him. Mm-hmm. I even felt for that group, because you could tell something was finna happen, and so it's just that way of crafting tension and then causing something out of left field, you know, at the end of it. I think they did a really good job of that.
Right. What about you, White?
Yeah, I like the parts where, like, I'm really getting away from liking just action stuff and going towards more the adventure genre, because like there's definitely a difference between action and adventure, and the fact that they had so many quests to go on and so many things that they were doing and how they built it correctly. You know, like you said, how they, you know, Zeus was talking to this brother, Hera was talking to that brother, but they weren't always telling the whole story, and how essentially everybody just got caught up in the middle, and you could kind of feel the tension rising between just a husband and wife playing games with each other.
Right. Overall, and we can end with what we think is going to come up next. The Giants come back, they defeat the Giants. They get the souls of the Giants back in, you know, in the look, in I guess you call it a canister or the vault or whatnot. And we're taken to what's going to happen next. We got Heron, who's still living. Now he's on Mount Olympus, and he's with his brothers and sisters. They welcome him in. And we got the brother who's off somewhere else. And we get introduced to Hades, who we got hinted at. And we already know that Hades is a big power player throughout Greek mythology, period. But it was like you said, Jeremy, it was so paced out that they didn't even try to force it on us, you know, because shows can do that. They can like, we know y'all want some Hades, here goes some Hades, there you go, you know. But they were like, you know what, we're gonna mention him, we're gonna go to his house a few times, but then we're gonna flesh them out next season. So what are y'all hopes for next season?
The one thing I really enjoyed, I knew it was going to loop back to Hades because if you go back and watch that first episode when they're capping the battle, you see deliberately they show Hades and then they show him throw that Biden and it kills the giant. And I was like, that was oddly specific of a scene. You know, everybody else was just like a generic battle, but they went out their way for it was like 4 seconds and you saw that. I hope that he's not a stereotypical villain.
Right.
You know, everybody in this anime is an antagonist of circumstance where it can go either way.
Right.
And I'm hoping that's the case I will get with Hades, because one of my favorite stories in Greek mythology is the story between Demeter, Persephone, and Hades, which is why we get the season fall and spring, because Persephone has to go back to Hades, you know, because they're married. I'm hoping we get some of that, like a tragic love story type situation, and why you want to wreak havoc on that or something to that effect.
Right.
So I'm excited. I feel like they got some good writers.
Why? What about you, man?
So a couple things. So I want to be able to, like you said, flesh out different stories with Hades, where maybe the fact that he got the short end of the stick, where he has to watch over the underworld, and you know what I mean, and that kind of takes him down, and he's not able to have a life like everyone else is.
Right.
And then the other thing that I really, because he can kind of relate to the brother because of the fact that, you know, they both were unwanted. They were both, you know, victims of circumstances as far as that's concerned. And so I want that. Now, I am going to say this. I do want like a little bit better animation, because like it looked like the same people that did Castlevania, but Castlevania, they were at like 10s. And this one was a strong 8. You know what I mean? I'm not going to like downplay it to the part where it was not bad, but you know, once you've seen Castlevania and then you go to this, then you're just like, huh. I mean, it leaves you room for improvement. So that's one of the things where, you know, I don't necessarily need to see a bloodbath, but, you know, and even with Castlevania, it wasn't a bloodbath. It was, but then after that,
I was about to say.
it definitely was, but it wasn't unnecessary death. Like, it wasn't just, I'm gonna kill like everybody every time.
You pray to your God by Sunday.
Yeah.
If not, I'm coming back.
Yeah. So it was more of a like, all right, we're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to, you know, like, then we're gonna get down. So like, that's the one thing that I would like to see, you know. And then I want to see the characters, not the main characters, but the other characters, like the what was it, the guy with the whip and the black guy. Like, I want to see more of their stories, because I want to see how that can, you know, flesh out from there.
Because they did let them know, they did point out how they were about to go back and do something with their lives, like get a second chance. So there's no telling what they're going to do with them. But yeah, I'm thoroughly invested in this. I'm hoping we get some Hercules coming up in this as well. Or I think it'd be cool not to focus on Hercules or bring him in, because we get to focus on the other parts of Greek mythology other than just Hercules, because that's all you get sometimes. Hercules, that's all you get. So it'd be good to get something different. But I want to thank y'all for coming on here with us tonight, talking about Blood of Zeus. We back, y'all. Time to get back in the realm of video making. I moved. I'm pretty situated now. I got to get some stuff to put on the wall, but that'll come in time as time goes. But yeah, let everybody know where they can find y'all at.
Hey, you already know. It's your boy, Sir, the 2020 Podcast LLC, soon to be the 2020 Network. You can find me on Facebook at the 2020 Podcast LLC. Just look it up. Send us an email. Shout us out on Instagram, 2020_podcast.
So I'm actually starting my own podcast up, and it'll be out by the end of the year. It's called Anime for Everyone, where we take a look, talk to people, and group them up with animes and different things like that. That way, you know, you get a new chance to look at a whole bunch of other different genres of anime, because there's more than just Dragon Ball Z out there.
Definitely. And y'all can y'all know who we're Fandoms Anonymous. Catch us this weekend. We're going to be moderating the Power Rangers Villains panel for Wizard World live stream.
What?
Yeah, so we're going to be talking to some of the actors who have played some of the most memorable Power Ranger villains, including Rancid from Time Force, Queen Banshura from Lightspeed Rescue, my boy Master Orr from Power Rangers Wild Force, and the lovely Corone from Power Rangers in Space and Power Rangers Lost Boys. So yeah, it's going down. Andromeda, that was her name, Andromeda.
Yeah.
She became Corone after she became Pink Ranger. But yeah, it's going down this weekend, y'all. We got a lot of other stuff coming up. So conventions, they're coming back next year, hopefully, prayerfully, hopefully. And if that's the case, you guys will see us in March in Atlanta. Wyatt's gonna be there too. We're gonna make sure.
Oh man,
We're going to Atlanta, Wyatt. It's gonna go down.
It's nothing. I got this new whip. Let me. I've been waiting to put some miles on it.
Let's go, Atlanta. We're going to Atlanta. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys later.
All right.